Welcome to the Luminary Lounge. We've been waiting for you. This is not a place to get definite answers. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Please, open your minds, think for yourself, and do your own research. Enjoy today's guest.
All right, baby. What's up, dog?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm a little jet lagged. We, drove
Oh
back
yeah,
from
that's right.
drove to Tennessee, which, 14, 15 hours. So we stopped about
How
half,
many
well,
miles? How many miles is that?
dude, it was probably 1,200, 1,300,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe let me see actually, 'cause I
It's funny when I was in Tennessee in New Orleans, like I wanted to go to Texas, but it was just too far, man. I had driven
yeah,
a lot already. So,
yeah, yeah. And then once you get there, it takes a while to get somewhere. So
oh, for sure. And you don't realize, like I drove a lot of miles, dude, on that road trip, and like I didn't even get close to halfway point of the US, you know?
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this says almost 1,000 miles. So,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
which isn't like when you think about it, and I drive all the time, so it wasn't too bad. But on the way back, the first day, because after a week of being gone, you just want to get back. So we just nailed 10 hours straight, which was
Hmm.
pretty exhausting. But so I heard Lance is gonna be maybe couch surfing.
Yeah, yeah, that's the word. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
At the
pulling
old
a
pad.
Rob, dude. You like inspired him to,
I love it, man. I love it.
yeah.
I can't wait to go on my next one. Like
When are
I'm
you gonna
already
do it?
think I don't know. I got a few big jobs I gotta take care of first, so probably not until after the new year. And like I don't know, I definitely want to get out of here at some point during the winter because it gets a little brutal towards the end.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
bet
know.
it does. I
Mm,
bet it does. I couldn't handle that. There's no way. I mean, I would like it for a little bit, and then when the brutal part is
hmm.
just brutal. Nobody likes the brutal winter part, I'm sure. But how many feet do you
Yes.
get, like typically do you get? I mean,
I mean it's New England, so it varies so much. Like that's kind of what we're
yeah.
notorious for. But like I don't know. I remember like the worst storm I can remember was 2015, I think. And it was we got 8 feet of snow in 3 days or 2.5 days. Like
God, dude.
people lost cars. Like there were guys that were like they had nowhere to put all the snow. Like so like they literally like were making massive snow mountains in the middle of parking lots and stuff. And like people were using blow torches to melt sidewalks and like the sidewalks legit. And like I was working in the city at the time. They were tunnels, dude. Like they were legit tunnels. Like you couldn't like shovel them all off. So like you had a roof of snow over you as you were walking down the sidewalks
What
in
do you
Boston.
mean? Oh, like they made tunnels through the piles of snow
Well, it
that
was the only
they,
way you could really shovel it because it was 8 feet. You know what I mean? It was
whoa.
8 feet of snow. It was like
Yeah.
it was massive. It was crazy. Like I said, people lost their vehicles for days.
Dude, it snows a half an inch here and people are like freaking out. Like
Oh,
cars
it
are hitting
happened.
each other and like
Yep.
ice
Oh
and
yeah.
dude, like we had a horrible freeze like 5 years ago or something when we were stuck in our apartment at the time. A pipe bust and like, dude, we don't know what the hell to do. We don't know what to do when that happens. And it was
Yeah, yeah.
three days of like, 20, 15, and it was icing over. Nobody was leaving anywhere.
Yep.
So I
I
don't
was
know
driving
what.
through. I think it was either Tennessee or Mississippi. It was one of the two, and we got like an inch of snow, and I was just cruising at like 60, 65 on the highway. Everybody else was going like 20,
I bet,
and
dude. Yeah.
dude, I've never seen more cars that like spun out into the middle median, like just
Of
down
course.
into the gully. Like
Yeah.
it was nobody knows how to drive in it. It's wild.
Southerners, dude.
The
Yeah.
key the key is, dude, you don't hit the brakes. Like, you got to
Yeah.
go like that's what the big mistake people make
Yeah.
when you're
And
sliding out
and
of
jerk it
control.
when you're turning and stuff,
You're
yeah.
supposed to like turn into the like turn like into your swerve or whatever if you're fishtailing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you anyway.
Yeah. Well, I would be the one guy in the ditch for sure. I would be one of those guys.
Oh, dude, there was like a
Absolutely.
hundred. It was a
Yeah.
hundred. Like it was wild. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Where'd you go in Tennessee? Like where did you adventure?
I spent the most of my time in Nashville. Trying to think of what other parts of Tennessee I actually did venture to. Not many. I think I just spent time in Nashville, and then from there I went to Georgia. But I stopped in Nashville twice actually. I stopped there after, like, on my way through DC. After I went through DC and Rich in Virginia, like what is it, Fredericksburg, Virginia? I
Yeah.
think I went to. Yep.
Okay.
And then I ended up in Nashville. And then from there, I think I went down to New Orleans. I forget, dude. I gotta look back.
Nolans. Novellas,
Yep.
baby. Talk about an old world city. And the thing about
Hmm.
it is like Katrina just, I mean, it wiped everything off the map, which I feel like there was a lot of reasons for Katrina happening. It's
Yeah.
clearly a controlled hurricane. Clearly a controlled hurricane. I mean,
Something, dude.
it was coming
The
right for
storm.
us. We were supposed to, Houston was supposed to get that. And then
Hmm.
like, a couple hundred miles off the Gulf, it just takes that sharp turn. And you see that a lot. You see those hurricanes that devastate places. What was the one Harvey we had here? Harvey did the same thing, huge turn. Even the 1900 Galveston hurricane took a weird turn at one point, kind of directing it somewhere. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy. But that place I would have loved to have seen like, in the mid 20th century of the old world stuff, because I'm sure a
Oh,
lot of it
New
got
Orleans.
erased. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it
Oh, for
got
sure,
erased.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that place was beautiful though. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's still crazy. It still has a ton of old world stuff, but there's no
Hmm.
telling what else. And that's one of the cities that made me really, you know, understand that some of these streets were canals. Canal
Oh,
Street, New
clearly,
Orleans.
clearly.
It's
Yep.
clear as day.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
several canal streets all around, dude. Providence has one, Boston has one. They were all filled with water at some point. And like it's funny, like if you watch like my earlier videos, like one of them was in Nashville. Actually, I was in what was it, Bicentennial Park or something like that, where the Parthenon is. I think it's Bicentennial. I always
Okay.
confuse it with Centennial Park because they're like right next to each other. But
Okay.
I remember filming there, and like this was early on in my videos, and like I was walking around, like it feels like this whole place was filled with water at some point. Like it was like you know what I mean? Like you just see how
Yeah.
it was all like terraced off, and there's fountains that are abandoned now, and like you know what I
Yep.
mean? That it's like that in so many places. I was actually
So
thinking about it
many.
recently, like water used to be everywhere, like back in the day. I think like
Yeah. No,
even
yeah. No, sorry, keep going.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was trying to find a photo of Canal Street because I have a ton of them. Obviously, we all do have a ton of, but and here's one. But there's one that I'm trying to find of an overview. And I mean, look how here. Let's see. Um, look how clean and tidy. And every city
No,
has
it's
this. Look how clean and tidy it looks. Obviously, this was just. I mean, they have a horse with the cart, no
oh yeah,
people. But
yep.
I mean, it just looks like it just kind of
Wait, where is this?
this is New Orleans. This is Canal Street.
Oh, that's Canal Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
look at this thing right here. I don't know what this is.
What is that? Is that like a train station entrance or something? Like a sub?
So no, I actually have some information
It
on
was
it, and let me let
okay.
me let me try to find it real
Oh,
quick.
you're holding back on me. Look at you. Like, playing games. I like
I've
it.
got I got too much stuff in here. I don't want them to see some pictures that shouldn't be. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There ain't nothing
What?
to hide.
Yo, where's Lance at? You talk to him?
Yeah, he said he'd be here in 15 minutes. I don't got anything to hide in my New Orleans folder. It's my other ones. Um,
No, come on, bro. I
oh,
don't want to play.
here we go. Oh, here we go. This is the one. This is the one right here.
All
Like,
right,
look
now,
at
come on.
this.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I
That's
mean, it,
wild,
it
dude.
it just looks like it
What year
was.
was that?
This is 1858 to 1860, somewhere in between there, clearly. And I
Hmm.
mean, it muddied streets still. I mean, on the other picture, you could
That's when
see
we
that there
that's
was
when we
stone.
dug that's like when we dug all the canals, right? Like everywhere
Yes.
in the reservoirs and all
Yep.
that stuff. Like I
You're
just was
exactly
having
right.
I was just having a conversation with ChatGPT about that because I forget which reservoir I was driving by in Mass and it just occurred to me. I was like, what was the last one we built? Like what's like I have never seen one dug out.
No,
And
me
so
neither.
like so I asked her and she said what'd she say? It was like the I want to say it's the Quabbin something reservoir was in like 1947 though. That was the most recent
Really? That was the most
reservoir.
recent?
Yeah,
What?
wild, right? And
That
like
is wild.
there's been like I guess remodels and they've tried to like up the technology at the existing ones, but
Yeah,
no
redredging.
no no new ones. Like
Yeah,
that's weird, right?
that's so weird. In this photo, look, it looks like there's still water back here. You see
Oh
that?
yeah.
Can you
Yep.
see that? It looks like there's still like, water running through here. And like it stops right here where these cars are, where this like, wagon is.
I'm trying to envision where on Canal Street that is. So where would Saint
S-
Saint what is it? Saint
Right.
Louis Cathedral be?
Yes, the cathedral. I don't know, but this might be it right here, honestly. If you can see that.
Okay. All right. So is the ocean on our left
The
in
ocean
front of it?
is on I think it's on the right, actually. I was picturing it like,
On the
because
right.
Canal Street goes through the French Quarters, right? Isn't that where it is?
That's is Canal Street the one with the Joan of Arc statue on it?
I don't know. Let me
Like
see.
the gold Joan of Arc statue in the middle of the street?
Canal
Because I
Street.
literally slept like in my van like right outside of that thing for 2 nights when I was in New Orleans.
Really? Okay, so Canal
It was
Street.
Mardi Gras, so it was pretty wild. It was awesome.
Oh, I bet it was freaking retarded, dude. I can't
Yeah, it was
I
dope.
can't even imagine. Bet you
Mhm.
got to see some boobies.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Of course you did.
Hmm.
Guys and girls.
Yep.
So
Yep.
okay,
Plenty of that.
so Canal Street actually runs, I was picturing it this way, but it runs into New Orleans like this, and then the French Quarter. So I'm guessing it's looking down
Hmm.
towards the water. So let's look at it. See, like this looks like it's the water maybe over here.
Okay.
You
Okay.
think?
I don't know. I'm trying to. If we could locate where Joan of Arc was, I could tell you. Because
Let me see.
she's right by the old train station. Like that's, I think, they made into all markets. Like it's like a long train of, just it's old Tartarian architecture. It's all like the arches, like we've seen, like the old school
Of
markets,
course.
like that
This
used
right
to be
here?
everywhere. Yeah, yeah, that one. Yep.
I don't know if I've even seen that.
Which is very weird in and of itself. But
Let's see where it is.
um,
Okay.
it's so weird in New Orleans how much they still pay homage to the French and the Spanish and stuff, like
Isn't it?
with all the architecture and like the monuments and shit.
Of course, they're just gonna make us believe that, because they were here at one point, they just built everything in that fashion.
Hmm.
Everything.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
So
I
here's
had a
Jonah.
very, I think we texted about it, but I had a very interesting conversation with ChatGPT about that in Texas specifically, and like the Spanish missionaries and like
Yeah, the missions.
all the shit that they built in that
Yep,
short
you
period of
did.
time.
Yep.
And I think that she said, dude, the population of Texas when they were building these things was like 3,000 people or something stupid.
Yeah, it was. It
Like,
was. I
yeah,
absolutely believe that. Here, I'm trying to stop sharing. Yeah, I mean, really up until, the late 19th century, there was maybe three or four cities with 20, 30,000,
yeah.
early 20th century. I
Was
mean,
that
there was
pre rebellion, like the
uh
pre Texas rebellion?
so I'm talking about post, uh
Okay.
after it. So like late 19th century, the Alamo and all that happened in like the 1830s, and then we
Yeah.
became our own state in the 40s, I think, until I'm not too sure. I'd be lying if I told you, but
So and the Spanish were building all their shit when though? Like
they were
they were
building
built.
it early, like
Yeah, that's what I'm
late
saying.
1600s. Okay, sorry, I might have
Yeah.
misheard you, but late
No, that's what I thought.
1600s
Yeah.
or 1700s. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So before Texas was even independent, like when
Oh,
they were still
yes. Right.
part of Mexico, obviously, right at the time.
Exactly. Yep.
And
Yep.
then
Yep.
that whole situation is very weird to me after I learned a little bit more about that. And like there was really like Mexico really didn't put up much of a fight at all. Like they kind of just like let it go. And
No. Yeah. It was so it I have there's a book, and it's called the Mexican War or something. I forgot what it's called, but and the guy basically says, like, there was a war, and yes, people, like, were going at each other, but Texas was already 100% American,
independent,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
and like, yeah, their own state. I mean, they had, the Spanish just basically let them walk in and,
They were
get some
shipping them there.
property.
Is
Yeah,
what ChatGPT told me. They were shipping the Americans into the state of Texas to populate it.
yep.
Like and like that just doesn't make sense to
And
me
then they went
because
to war with the people
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
they
Yeah,
brought
like
in.
yeah, let's just
Totally.
fill a location with like our enemy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because
And then
yeah,
go kill them. Yeah.
yeah, well, because Texas was independent too for a year, right? Before
No, for
America.
more than that. They were for
Oh,
about
was it?
10 years. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yeah, that was weird, right? And then like America like kind of just claimed it, and Mexico was, I think, still financially very financially involved in
Oh
Texas at the
yeah.
time, even
Oh
even
yeah.
during its independence, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, oh God dang it. The general with the Alamo, this is gonna make me pissed off, but he ended up living in America. Like he ended up moving to America and living in America after all of those wars, and they were all
Mm.
Freemasons,
Yeah, they must
all
have
of
been.
them. He was the God dang it, what's his freaking name? This is gonna piss me off.
Yeah, look
Uh,
it up. Well, I could just ask Alexa.
Santa Anna,
Alexa.
Santa Anna, yeah, Santa Anna, was a Scottish Freemason, which when you think about it, okay, he was a Mexican
Huh.
general and he was a Scottish Freemason. Isn't that weird?
Interesting. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm pretty confident. I could say 99.9% sure that Andrew Carnegie was a Freemason, right? I think
Well,
it's pretty safe to say. I don't know for
yeah,
sure. I
pretty
haven't confirmed
safe.
it, but
Yeah, right.
he was Scottish too. Like, and he was Scottish born. It's a that's a very interesting story about his
Yeah, the
upbringing.
connections. Yeah, and you look back like Benjamin Franklin even, like, these big names, they were
Hmm.
mainly living in Europe. I mean, his main
Hmm.
house was in Europe the whole time all of, his history was going on. And then
Oh yeah.
after he died, they found all these bodies underneath his underneath his house.
Hmm. Oh yeah. No, that yeah, I remember that. Like he was doing like
Yeah.
medical experiments with them, they said, or
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's
So
fucking weird.
I've
I
got
mean,
some.
not surprising though.
No, not at all. Absolutely
I
not. Oh,
bet you
here it is.
I bet you if they dug up the yards of some of our, presidents that we've had in our lifetime, they'd find the same thing.
Dude, they would find way too many bodies.
You know?
Way too many. Look at this. So Texas Masons, Stephen F. Austin, big player. I don't know if you've heard, Sam Houston, William B. Travis. Okay, that's Travis County, Austin, Texas is after him. James
Okay.
Bowie. These are all Texas Masons. Okay,
Hmm.
Revolution, Republic, statehood, whatever. So these are all Texas guys. David Crockett. You had to have heard that one.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, and then we go down here. This guy was Mexican, basically, and he's a Masonic member. And then you go down to where is it? Oh, I thought what's his name was on it. But you look and you see that both sides were Freemasons. I guess
Oh
he's
yeah.
not on there. And it's like, okay, that doesn't make sense, does it? They're both
No.
in the same brotherhood and then they're going against each other. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very odd.
very odd. Yeah, Lance said that he was going to be about 15 minutes, so
Yeah, no
um,
worries.
and that was like 10 minutes ago. So,
I think I got us wicked sidetracked from the Canal Street thing we were talking about though
oh yeah, it's all
in
right. No,
New
I mean,
Orleans.
dude, I love this. This is what we do here. We're
Hmm.
highly ADD riddled, and
Hmm.
just go all over the place. What else are you working on? What else you got coming down the pipe? You said, you sent me that video of Dionysus, which I would love to
Oh yeah,
learn what
dude.
you're
That's
learning because I don't
mm.
know a whole lot about it. I was actually asking ChatGPT before this about just like the general layout and I guess
Oh yeah.
Zeus was his dad or her dad.
Yes, yeah. It's a weird story, dude. So like, um, he is the only one of the 12 Olympians that was actually born immortal, like a mortal, not immortal. He was like had a mortal mom and was born as a human first, and then like the story goes, like Zeus impregnated his mother, Simile, who I think she's like somehow linked to one of the like the most sacred goddesses in Turkey. I'm not sure
Okay.
how that works, but I remember that's what Candace Owens was talking about in that video. I haven't seen that yet.
Do you want me to pull it up and listen to it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think I don't know if I sent you I couldn't send you the whole thing, so I only sent you like the first couple minutes where she just kind of introduces the story. But yeah, let's play what she
I'll
says
play it
first.
and then we can kind of
Yeah,
give a general outview of it. Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
So,
It might
uh,
be. I think it's fast forwarded a little bit, but like it's good. You can hear the audio
we'll
fine.
get the gist of it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Boom. Then I'm hoping the sound is
Come on
on.
now.
Boom.
I don't want to play ball right now, dude. You didn't want to play ball
Nala,
all day.
come on.
I know it's killing me. You hear it growling?
Was she growling? No, I didn't hear. Let's
Oh yeah.
see.
It's,
I don't know
it's good.
if the sound is playing on on
No,
my deal. Can you hear that?
no,
Okay, hold on. I'm about to play it again. You can't play it. You can't hear that?
no, I can't.
Damn.
It's all right
Okay.
though. I can fill you guys in. I
This
know
is
what she's
over my
talking.
pay grade, so yeah. Yeah,
Is it
go
probably
ahead.
is it because it's a screen recording? Is that why? Maybe?
Yeah, and I've got to change some setting, I think,
I
on
couldn't
here.
send it to you any other way, and I couldn't find it. Like I tried. I forget where I saw it. I think I saw it on
Wait, I wasn't even sharing it, was I?
no, actually
Oh,
no.
okay. Hold on. Sorry.
Now that I think about it, yeah,
We're getting through this. We're gonna get through this. Hold on. Let's see. Let me rewind it. Just fast forward, people. Fast forward if you're watching. All right, just a couple
yeah,
minutes.
right,
Here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna play it.
yeah. So she's talking about the opening ceremony to the Olympics
Okay.
in France.
Can you hear it?
No,
Fuck.
fuck.
Okay. Well, somebody's yelling at their screen right now about how much of a jackass I am. Okay, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no worries. So like
Yeah.
she like if you follow Candace at all, she's done like the whole like she followed the Bridget Macron thing like in
Yeah.
France, right?
Yeah.
And the whole royal family over there.
Yeah.
And in this particular episode, she was talking about the Olympics and like I guess there was a big I didn't watch them, but I guess there was a big hubbub about the opening ceremonies and it being like very similar to like Satan worship. They were mocking like the Last Supper or something and
The
um
newest Olympics, like the most recent?
the one in Paris, I think the most recent one in Paris, right? Was that
I I'm
I
so out of the
think,
loop
dude.
of things, but
Me
yeah,
me
okay.
too. I think. I mean, it seemed like a relatively recent video.
Okay.
I think the Olympics were in Paris, right? The last summer
Let's see.
ones,
Yeah,
maybe?
It was Paris August 2024. So yeah,
Yeah.
last year.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, so the opening ceremonies of that, Bridget Macron or whatever hired this special choreographer or whatever to put it on, and it was like a big ended up being a big tribute to Dionysus.
Okay.
Who also known as Bacchus, which I knew him as like because I took Latin my whole life pretty much. So, but he is the god of wine, uh, like religious ecstasy, orgies, uh,
Yeah.
theater,
Yes.
and shit. There's another one I'm missing, but anyway, so she got into the whole thing about how basically it was like a big ritual, like kind of
Of
like
course.
for Bacchus, right? And that it kind of clicked with me because I had already done a video on the Karagic Monument to Lysicrates.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, yeah,
mouthful.
yeah. Yep, it is. It is.
Don't ask me to spell that.
No, I know. So basically, that's just like a fancy way of describing like this architecture that you and I see all the time, and like it's like the kind of like that it represents almost a lantern look. It's got columns all around it. It's like a cylinder. It's open an open cylinder. It's got columns all around it
Yeah, I know what
with
you're
a
talking
dome
about.
roof, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is actually a specific. In referencing a specific temple that was built to Dionysus
Really?
back
Okay.
in the day. Yeah, like because I used to put on like I guess these big like artsy shows and I forget what city it was in. Um,
And
Athens maybe.
sacrifice babies and all that
I think
stuff.
it was I want to say it was Athens, Greece is where the actual original temple was.
Okay.
Um, but that's like the dome of every Capitol building that we have. Like the
Yep.
you've seen them. They're always
Of
at the top of
course.
those capitals, and they're
Of
always
course.
in the soldiers and sailors monuments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got me thinking, like I've always kind of looked at that. You know that you've seen it too, like that young boy's face, like that they put in everything, like
Yes.
all the marble friezes and like the statues. They always they depict the young
Same
boy's
face.
face,
What's
right?
up? What's up?
Uh, is Lance here finally?
Yeah, he's
Yo,
fun.
pulling a Rob today.
Yeah, yeah, you pulled a Rob, dude.
Hmm.
Late Larry.
Hmm.
I can't hear you very well.
Yeah, let me turn my
You're kind of muffled.
standby.
We're talking about Dionysus, or actually Rob is because I don't know anything about it, but it's very
Oh,
interesting.
dude,
So I know
yeah,
what
I
you're
was
talking about.
just about to get to my breakthrough, dude. That's what
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right, right
So,
when he
but
showed up.
I know what face you're talking about. And
Hmm.
if you want to
I always
summarize it
thought it
for,
was Hermes. I always thought it was Hermes.
okay,
I think it might be him.
okay.
That's what. Hey, you know what, Rob? This is what
What?
got me banned on live, bro. When you and I
Really?
went live in Taunton, somebody asked me about Thoth, and I said Thoth is Hermes, and literally they banned that live. That was
No
when you and
Really?
I,
shit.
yeah, bro. Rob and I
Hmm.
went live for like 2 hours at the Taunton State Hospital, and I had like
Yep.
5 minutes left. We were live for like 2.5 hours, and somebody asked me a question, and I said, "Yeah, Hermes is like Thoth." They literally banned me right there.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Bam. Like, oh well, I mean,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, what are we getting onto something here? Yeah,
I
but
don't
so
know.
what, where is this, where is it, like, could I pull up a structure that has his face on it that you can think of, or is there
Yeah, there's a million of them. So I know, like for one, Candler Hotel had them all over it, like in Atlanta.
Atlanta
Dude,
what?
oh, you know what? Actually, pull up the Federal Reserve I just did in Washington D.C. Like
Okay.
the statues that are standing out that are out front of the Federal Archives building, not the Federal Reserve, the Federal Archives.
Oh,
It's the
Federal Archives. Okay.
yeah, it's the Federal Triangle is what it's called. Like all the buildings right there in the Federal Triangle.
Okay.
Um,
Oh
but
yeah. Okay. That good job.
they have four massive statues that stand out front of it, and all around them, like probably on each one, you can see the young, like a young, effeminate boy is how he's described. And I
Well, look
never
what's
heard that
this.
description of him. So yeah, so not the main characters, even though they're fucking weird as hell and obviously a topic of discussion. But on the sides of all these statues, they have scenes like all the way around, like the foundations of them or the bases,
Yeah.
and that's where you see the young boy's face or the effeminate boy's face that I always thought was Hermes, but I actually think now he may be Dionysus because like Dionysus was like that's kind of what he was known to look like, almost like a pretty boy. That's kind of
A,
how
was
he was
that
described.
wine too?
a
Huh?
feminine
Dionysus?
kid.
Was that the Lord,
Bacchus,
the god of
Bacchus died.
wine?
Yeah, god of wine, the god of religious ecstasy, the god of theater, the god. He's also the only mortal god, like god of the Olympians. So he's the only one of the 12 that was born a human first. He was so they like claim that Osiris was based like he was based off Osiris, some of them say, because he was twice born. Like he was born as a human and then he was reborn as a god. So like he has
Interesting.
like that he has like a tree. Also like what I think is the most important feature is he's known as the god of transformation. Like so
Ooh.
like almost like ascension in a way, like transforming like matter or alchemy, if you will. Like you know what I mean?
Alchemy.
Like
Alchemical,
yeah,
I bet. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
but I think there's a lot of reasons why I think he would be the one that is centered on a lot of these places now that I thought about it. Because like he also was raised by Pan. You guys know Pan was the goat-headed god, like
Yes.
that people associate with Satan.
Yep.
Um he was raised by Pan and like who was a drunk, I guess. And he also and like I guess Bacchus or Dionysus was taken under the wing of King Midas. Like he gave Midas his Midas touch. Like that was like Dionysus's gift to King Midas for him taking care of him. So or something like that. Um, but I don't know. There's just too many parallels with like the shit that the liberated bricklayers, you know, obviously hold dear and sacred, and a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that he represents, like theater for one, like that's very telling to me. Like
Very telling. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And also then you add into like the weird religious, like religious ecstasy was one of the things that I saw he was god of. Like that's what he was considered god of. And
Well,
like
yeah.
when they did his ceremony, the Bacchic rites or whatever, it was like a big frat party. So like it was like a celebration of male fertility and like orgies and shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure women didn't really have a good time at the Bacchic rites, is what it
Yeah.
sounded like. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
It was a boy party.
or maybe they did, dude.
Maybe
Because
they did. Who knows?
there was a lot of young, effeminate boys running around. They liked even
Yeah.
more, probably.
I'm sure if the girls were there, they were weird too, so they were having a blast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually saw it was in my video, Australia video, but on front of the Melbourne post office, I think the old Melbourne is a uh, here it is. Let's see. Is a face, and somebody in the comments actually made me notice this because I did point out the horns, but I didn't think pan because I hadn't really studied it that much. But this guy right
Mm-hmm.
here got
Hold on.
horns right here.
Oh yeah.
That's Pan.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very easily pan.
Yes. Somebody pointed it out, and you
Whoa,
know,
what's
you
the
y'all.
other shit around it?
Yeah, there's the globe on the
Go
left
back to that.
side,
Yep.
Yeah.
Telescope, globe.
anchor
Uh,
behind the female to the right.
What she got? One titty hanging out? What's going on
yeah.
there?
One. There's two titties, but one on each one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah,
Just
you
making
know,
sure.
and then so I looked into pan, and I had really no idea of.
That looks like one of those ones where they just clearly added the stuff in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the
This
boat,
this stuff.
like the
Yes.
boat and the wheel. Like
Yeah.
all the other
Totally.
stuff was already there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look what structure it's on. I'm trying to find it real quick, but and y'all have seen this 100 times. I just passed the newer photo of it, but it's the older one is what this huge. That's not it, is it? Um, here, let's see. Oh, this one right here. Y'all have seen? Yeah, that was it. That was the spire. But this is what pan is
Wow.
on.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy, dude? Look.
Look at all those arches, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Wild.
so this is the general post office of Sydney, and of course, you know the story. I'm not even going to tell you
Mm-hmm.
when it was built and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the first building, one of the first cities really in Australia. They
Yeah, yeah.
started inhabiting it with prisoners, in the late 1700s, early
Mm-hmm.
1800s, and then these cities just supposedly popped up with this kind of architecture.
Yeah, isn't it interesting all the parallels we have with Australia?
Yes,
Like the
like
US, our story and
yes,
that story, and the
very.
timelines.
Yep,
And
that's what I
like
was
they
connecting. I was like,
except the only difference is in the Australian story, they'll like blatantly say that it was all built by convicts, dude. Just all,
yep,
you know,
Mhm.
just a bunch of
Yep.
talented prisoners that built this stuff,
yep.
you know?
That's exactly what I was, saying in the video was like, yeah, just like in America, those convicts were some artsy motherfuckers. Because
Yep.
like, I mean, dude, they did this. This is what these prisoners did. I mean, look at this thing,
How come nobody like made prisoners start another country? Because clearly it was very
right?
successful.
Yeah,
Like,
take those prisoners around, dude. Take them around around the
That's
world.
great. One horse and buggy in front of that
Did you
giant.
see that? I
mhm.
pointed that out in the video too.
You know what that reminded me of too is the old post office in Post Office Square in Boston that burned down in the Great Boston
In the
Fire.
fire,
If you pull
really.
that up, like that was built in the 1860s, I think. Had
What is
I
it? The Boston
the post office, I think it's the old post office in Post Office Square, or it was before, yeah, Boston. It was
oh
like
this?
1860s. I can't really tell yet. It had
Here,
statues
let me
up,
see.
like gold statues up on the tops. Yeah, I think that's it. Up on the roofs there, there's like these massive, like larger than
Oh
life
yeah, look at
statues.
those. Yeah, let's see if we can get a better picture here.
Yeah, so that burned down.
Of course it did.
Yep.
Of course it did.
Pretty interesting. You're talking about Pan when I entered the chat here because Logan, I think that weren't we just talking about the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York,
Yes.
1901?
Yep.
And this
Yep.
correlates exactly what you're saying, Rob. And like in the city of Saratoga Springs that I cover all the time, they have three Pan statues in the city, and they're overlooking, dude. It's a creepiest thing I've ever seen. Like in the
Yeah,
middle of
yeah.
the park, and they're like half naked Pan. Like I don't know.
Yep. Is he playing his flute or like
He's
harp
just
thing or whatever?
Bro, he's
I think it
just
was a
there
flute.
looking creepy. And then there's like these like naked kids with
Oh
this thing
yeah.
on their back and they're all bent over and he's just like staring at them,
Oh
bro.
my
Hmm.
God, dude. Just some
It is
sick.
disgusting.
Oh
Yeah.
Disgusting.
yeah. Or remember you guys saw probably the fountain I did in Birmingham, I think it was
Yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama, with
Yep.
it wasn't Pan, but it was a goat-headed
Dude, that was
human.
Baphomet.
That
That was
was
Yeah.
Baphomet,
that
dude.
we
Straight
we
Yeah.
up.
pulled that. Yeah, that was total. We
That
pulled that
shit was
up, I think,
wild.
one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Hmm.
That
Like
is so wild, especially in Alabama. Like, no
hmm
Southerner would want that. It's like,
Yeah, but that was the same idea though. Like it was him talking to a bunch of it was animals, but they were representing kids, the animals that he was telling the story to. It was called The Storyteller, and he's reading from a book. to a bunch of like little animals that are representing the kids that are listening.
Yeah,
Same
so like
idea.
Dionysus, when you're saying it, he was born a human and then he was
Mhm.
born again as
Oh
a
yeah,
god, wouldn't that kind of point to like he was born human and then did some sort of, ritualistic stuff that made him a god?
it's
Or
well
you
the
know what I mean?
story goes, the story's kind of fucked up. So like the reason
Tell us.
the reason that his he had to be born again a god. So his mom was tricked. Like so, Zeus impregnated his human mom, Cybele or Simile, and
Yep.
then Hera was Zeus's wife, like the queen of the gods, found out, right, and was all pissed off. So she like posed as another nursing mother and like befriended Simile while she was pregnant and like filled her head with doubt about who the father was, like saying like that she didn't believe her that Zeus was the father, and like
Whoa.
was saying, well, has he ever shown himself to you like in this godly form? And like, so how do you even know like that kind of shit? And I guess like humans can't see them in their divine form, otherwise we just incinerate.
Yeah.
So she convinces Simile to ask Zeus to show himself to her, which he does. She incinerates. Zeus grabs, I guess, the unborn fetus at the time, um, and sews him into his thigh, which he then carries for another like 2 months before Bacchus is born out of his thigh.
Throws him into his thigh. That is some crazy shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, where
Yeah.
does this come from?
Like,
Wild shit, right?
Yeah, where does it come from? Like, I mean, like it's just crazy, these
Well, that's the
stories.
thing is, I bet you, there's probably a story in ancient Egyptian culture that is very similar to that one, dude. You know what I mean? Like I know,
Yeah.
like that's why people associate him with Osiris. I know, like Horus, like if you know that whole story with Osiris and Isis and Horus, like Osiris was also reincarnated by Isis, like, but he was done so, like, he was reborn as Horus. Like Isis gave birth to Horus, but it was actually Osiris.
That's trippy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the
Yeah.
whole story. I think I told the story about how she impregnated herself to get Horus too. Like, that's where we get the obelisk or the obelisk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
She made she made
We did
the golden obelisk to impregnate herself. That's how
the
you got Horus.
Obadix.
Yep.
Dude, so Lance, what's up, man? We've been chatting
Yeah,
already
man.
for a little while. Like, tell us what's new, dude. What's new?
well, first and foremost, hi fellas, love your
Hi,
music.
buddy. We miss you. I miss
Yeah,
both of
bro.
you guys. Yeah, I love this.
Been too long.
It's
Yeah,
been way too long.
for sure.
So I've got, big news to announce just with my house. So I sold my house and I
Let's
gotta
go.
be, yeah, dude, and I gotta be out of here in, let's say the 9th. I gotta be out of here, but my tentative closing is the 21st.
Wow.
Dang, dude.
So it's pretty quick. It's been a little wild, but I'm super excited to be traveling. So Rob, I'm gonna be hanging out in your driveway for a couple days,
Yeah,
bro.
man. You don't have to sleep in the driveway. You can sleep in this. I just built this beautiful loft. Check it out with the tree. See that?
I saw that tree behind you, man. That is
Dude,
so
that
beautiful.
That
Yeah,
is
that thing's
cool.
dude, that thing's fucking actually supporting my whole roof. Like
Is it
dude, that is
really?
so
that's
cool.
actually supported. How dope is that? Yeah.
Dude, that's
I
so
just
dope. It's
finished
so
it.
dope you can do all that. Like you do all that stuff. That's great. That's
Oh, I
great.
love doing that shit. Yeah.
When I got on, I was like, so Rob, I heard Lance is going to be couch surfing on your
Mm-hmm.
on your
Yep.
property. He was like, bring it, dude. Yeah. Well, so what was, has this been working for a while? Like, have you been slowly getting to this idea of selling your house and doing, or like what started this,
Um,
if
I
I can
guess
ask?
Yeah, no. I guess just life changing, and because I do have my son. He's 15, and we're incredibly close. But he's been honestly my biggest supporter for me to go out on the road and do this because he knows the stuff that we've gone through a lot and we've had quite a
Of
wild
course.
experience. And why not do it now? Why not do it now? So I
Mm.
mean, I walked away from the career and all that stuff, and I'll be honest with you, learning more about how sideways everything is with the monetary system, with the banks, with taxes,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
unconstitutional. There's so much illegal stuff happening. The
Oh yeah.
United States corporation, because it's a corporation, because the de jure
Mm-hmm.
government, the real
Of
government is
course.
hijacked. And so, we were nomadic people before. And so why do we have to be,
Stuck
stationary?
in boxes?
you
Yeah,
know?
stuck in boxes. Yeah, for
Stuck in
sure.
Yeah.
boxes, bro. And
Yeah.
so it's actually pretty wild. So I've been toying around with this idea because I love this house. It's my little house. Like I joke all the time, you know,
How
my
long
house,
you been there?
I think 2016 I bought this house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been here a while, and you know, I was a poor white kid from the trailer park, and across the street's the trailer park still. So I always joke with everybody, I worked hard my whole life to buy the house across the street.
Across the street.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you did it, man. You made it. You made it.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
made it, bro. Made it.
That's awesome.
But so I've been, you know, toying around with the idea, and dude, it's just one of those things. I contacted a realtor that was recommended to me, and before my house was even on the market, I did like an informal showing, and the people are awesome. Like it was just like
Good
perfect
fit.
timing. They
Yeah.
came and they made me an offer. So the house didn't even hit the market. They made an offer of what I was going to ask for it,
Wow.
and like it's all just moving really fast. So I actually went to Pennsylvania. I was hoping Sammy was going to hop on here. I really love for you guys to chat with him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I was looking
hopefully
forward to
soon.
that.
Hopefully soon. We'll try it again
Mhm.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He actually was going to come down here tonight for this, but he's got stuff going on. And when
course.
you texted the link, I was actually dropping some stuff off downtown. But
You're
I
good.
just went Monday. We did a turn and burn trip, 5 hours there, 5 hours back to pick up his
Ooh.
Freedom Camper. And he just posted a video on YouTube. It's actually really cool. Freedom
No shit.
Camper. It's like it's just, and I'll just send you guys a link, but they're like 3 grand, dude. And it's essentially like an insulated box, you know, that just goes in the bed of your truck, but it's super nice
Oh
inside.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Dude,
Mhm.
they're super cool. And this
Yeah, they're
company,
sick.
they've sold like less than 1,000. Redneck Blinds just bought them out, and they're made in America, super insulated, and they weigh 190 pounds.
What?
These
No
things
shit.
are sweet. And the dude, the owner, like when we went there Monday, Josh, the guy that created the company, he showed us around the whole thing. Like I talked to him
That's
about
cool.
getting one, you know, like going around because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
go
dope.
right in the bed of my truck. And like Sammy's got the deck system, like in the bed of his truck, so it sits right on top of the deck system. 200
Oh,
pounds,
that's sick.
like two
That
dudes.
is what
You
is the
could,
company called? I want to pull this up.
Pull it up, yeah, pull it up right now. It's called Freedom Campers, and
Let's
what's
so
the
let's give them a
square
shout
foot? So
out.
they fit in like 8 foot beds, 6 foot beds, or what?
yeah, so with Sammy's, like, because I have like a 5.5 foot bed in my truck, because I got a Ram. He's got the same thing.
5'7". It's like
Tailgate
5'7".
down.
Is what it is, right? I think
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it just sits right in there. Like you can do it with a tailgate down or take the tailgate.
No
Yeah,
shit.
so those things right there,
That's
bro.
dope, dude.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, I have seen those.
Yeah,
Those are
I haven't
dope.
seen these specifically, but I've seen
So
other ones, but this looks like a new, like upgraded kind from what I've seen.
It
yeah,
looks.
so
Yeah, it does.
Tuska Campers, that's what it was, and I just rebranded as Freedom Campers. And I
That's
mean,
great.
you can put a little fan in there, like that one right there, that specific one that was on the trailer. They have, yeah, you could fit like 2 cots in there.
Tight.
I think that's what I would do. I think I would get like a little
Totally.
tow behind trailer for my van, dude, and throw that thing on it. So it'd be like a 2 house fucking show driving down the street.
Perfect. We'll take your
Hell yeah,
van, dude, and
dude.
you can just
Yeah,
drive us
you know,
around. I'll
just
throw my
tow.
little Freedom Camper on a trailer.
Oh,
Uh,
fuck
That's
yeah,
so
dude.
tight.
Yeah.
they had they have been like modding them out and like putting them on trailers and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the ones that like the company did is on their YouTube as like a demo. And dude, it's all solar, and it's got it's
Built
also
in, completely built in.
built. Yeah, the way they got this one hooked up, so they have power into it. It's on a trailer. And the guy,
Wow.
like, I was like,
That's
dude, I
sweet.
saw that on YouTube. He's like, and that just after we were talking for a little bit, he goes, I can talk to the other owner. He'll probably sell it to you. And he got me a price. So I'm like, oh,
Oh,
man.
dude, get
And
it,
I hit
bro.
him up on Instagram the other day, Freedom Campers, and was talking to the owner, Josh. So
Nice.
No
um,
shit.
Shout out
that was
Josh.
that was
Yeah.
really cool. So Monday we took that. It was literally like 5 hours there, picked up the camper, 5 hours back. It was a cool
That's
little
so
Mm-hmm.
cool. So you do have one, is what you're saying. You went and
I
got
don't have
one?
them. Sammy
Oh,
does.
Sammy got
Mm.
one. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So that's what
cool.
Sammy's staying in.
That's
That's
tight.
dope.
So are y'all mobbing together? Is this what's happening? Like, are y'all going out and exploring together, or he just has one for his own pleasure, I guess?
So he just got one because that's what he's staying in.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I'll let him tell his story and everything because
Yeah,
he knows
please. Man, yeah, I want
You-
to hear it because that's,
I
you
thought
know,
he said you guys were gonna hit all 50 states though, or something, right? Right? Is that the plan?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're coming with us, Rob. So,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have
uh,
to, I might have to meet you somewhere, but I'm definitely gonna be there for a little bit for
Y'all
sure.
just
yeah.
gotta
So,
come see me at least. That's all y'all
no,
gotta
no,
do.
we are no Logan.
For
Seriously,
sure.
bro.
We'll
We're
meet in
coming in.
Austin, dude. We'll meet in Austin right at the Texas State Capitol, and we'll mob.
Yeah,
Mob.
Absolutely.
dude.
Yeah.
So I told Sam like my idea. I was like, well, man, I'm just gonna kind of travel around and do my thing like I was doing before on TikTok, like
Yeah.
showing
Hmm.
that stuff. But have you guys heard of the app School? Have you heard of that? SKOOL.
No.
This is
No.
something that you both should look into because you can make communities on School. It looks like a pretty cool app. I'm gonna start that and probably do like some classes. You can do like Patreon. You can do like weekly meetups and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Cool.
No shit.
But so
Oh,
I
that
told
is cool.
Sam what I was gonna do, and Sam, like, he's got some cool camera gear, and he wants to record me, and so he's like, "Well, dude, wherever you go, I'll just follow you around." And like,
That's great, dude.
but Sam, he's a Cab Scout. He's legit. He's a big dude, like,
Big boy.
big boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Sam's a good guy. He's legit, and
Cool.
his stuff, like,
What kind of classes are you teaching? Are you saying?
so I'm probably gonna teach like survival skills.
Okay.
Some of them, I'm going to do a few different kind of classes. So I want to show like some of my woodland skills because like before social media and all that, man, like I was in the woods just running around
Yeah,
doing my
That's
thing,
awesome.
that's
barefoot.
Yeah.
dope.
And
Hmm.
there's a lot of
Oh,
cool
you gotta help me get my homestead going here then when you come
facts,
visit
bro.
though. I'm
For
trying to
Absolutely.
get
sure.
this. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
make
the
a
big,
list, Rob. Start making a
Hmm.
list.
Oh,
yeah, no,
I already got
sure.
plenty of lists going. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's
So
honestly,
many
that's the
projects.
plan is right, is eventually like having a community of like-minded people all together and I don't want to call it, they call it it's not a commune, but you know what I mean. A
Yeah.
community.
Hmm.
A community
Yeah,
because that's
Yeah.
community.
what we all want, man, right? We
Yeah.
want
No
people that
doubt.
neighbors that we can rely on, how communities used to be.
Yep.
And like
Hmm.
raising our children the right way and not having to worry about the outside stuff and growing fresh food. You go to the grocery store now, dude. I'm gonna start getting kicked out of grocery stores. 'Cause
Seriously.
when we
Yeah.
did that trip on Monday, we stopped at like a Love's gas station. And I was like, all right, well, this place is gigantic. I'm sure I can find a snack or something in here.
Mm-mm.
Literally,
No, you can't.
you can't find
No,
nothing,
you can't. Believe
everything.
me. Yeah, I know. I know.
And so, like, I pull out my phone and I'm like, you see all this? This is all poison. And I'm in the store. Like, this is all
Hmm.
You're
poison.
like, wait, hold up. I've got to tell everybody real quick. You
Yeah,
know what's
Yeah.
no.
funny? Like, I mean, it's
Hey, if
serious
you hit the
though.
road, though, you're gonna fall in love with those Love's parking lots real quick because
Yeah, you will.
that's where I stayed a lot. Though.
No,
They got
shit, for
showers and
sure.
Yeah, you
shit
get a
for you there.
shower. Yeah, you get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
shower in.
Hmm.
Yeah, you might have to shower next to Big Billy Bob, but that's about it.
Yep, yep.
Going around in his
Hmm.
truck. But I'm pretty lucky being in Texas because HEB, our food store, our grocery store, is one of the best. Like in the States, they actually have locally sourced foods, and they're still privately owned, is the thing.
Hmm.
So if you look into HEB, it's been around forever, and they're definitely one of the top notch. But there's still shit in there, obviously. But you go to
I don't think. Yeah,
Kroger.
they're not around. They're not around here. I don't think. Like we don't
No,
have
no.
Kroger's either. Like
Oh,
none of that.
really? Well,
No.
any other one is just I have this app. It's called Yuka, Yuka, and you go up to each thing you're getting, scan the barcode, and it'll tell you everything that's in it. It'll tell you if it's,
Hmm.
green
Oh
will be
yeah.
good, red will be
I saw a
bad.
guy doing a video with that stuff. He actually like
Bro,
was testing he was doing all the grocery stores around me. Like he was doing Whole Foods and
yep.
like some other major markets. He found like that lab grown like shit like
Yes, dude.
in every single one, dude.
It's
Unmarked.
horrible.
Like
It's
they're
honestly
not
depressing.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't say it on the packaging.
No.
You have to scan the barcode to find out that it's not real beef.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's
It's
crazy.
depressing. It really is. It's really sad when you go to your favorite snacks and all of them are crap, Every single
Hmm.
one. Yeah.
Even
Hmm.
everything you look at, you go to the store and you're like, all right, this bar looks pretty clean, and then it has a bunch of soy in it, and then
Yep.
soy as a man, soy is loaded with estrogen, and so
Yes,
they
Hmm.
dude.
do. That's why they call it soy boys, and they
Yeah,
put soy
soy
in
boys. Yep.
everything. And like this
Hmm.
is something that I talk to like the teenagers about in athletics because they think that they're taking a protein bar and they're getting but literally they're negating whatever they're getting
They
from
are.
it.
It's going
Oh
backwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
Yep.
backwards.
Yeah.
And you see these children now, and not for nothing, but like you go in high school and these kids that are seniors, they look like they're 14.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
not their fault. It's this whole environment that we're doing, like, and
No doubt.
No, yeah,
they're
and
not
it's
managing
not even just the looks either, because like in doing what I do, I've had to train a lot of young kids. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
like it's just not comparable anymore, dude. Like it's very hard to find a kid that like has the
Yes.
I don't know,
It-
like the mentality, like none of them really have like want to be good at anything. They don't really care about anything. I've noticed like that's like one of the biggest things I've like they're just so like laissez-faire about everything like whether it's a focus issue
the
or
focus issue is, yeah,
an interest level. Bottom
yeah,
line, none of them can even hold up like a 2-minute conversation about just about anything, like shooting the shit. Like they just
yeah.
lost. None of them have any personable skills anymore. Unfortunately, it's like really,
All
it's
electronic.
sad. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. It's sad.
electronics and red dye 40, all
Hmm.
of the things. Yeah,
Yeah, the
whatever the yellow
fluoride in the
one.
water
Yeah.
dude. The turning the
It's
frogs
really
gay. You know.
like you turn hey, listen, I won't get into that
Hey,
because yeah,
no,
but
hey,
yes.
yo, he was right about a lot more than he was wrong
No,
about.
he was, and I'm
Hmm.
actually, and I'm not going to go much into it, but I'm in an industry where, you know, there's some things sold that are pretty questionable, but you got to do what you got to do to make money, but it's always in the back of my head of like,
Hmm.
but so but it's really sad, especially with the 3-year-old now. And then, like when he came out, I
Hmm.
was just binging, finding what is good. Like we ordered baby formula from freaking Germany because we couldn't find. I just saw on the news a couple mornings ago that they recalled a ton of baby formula, recalled it
Oh yeah,
because there
they
was
do
some
that all the
sort of metal
time.
all the time, metals, some whatever. And I'm like,
Who is it?
why
Johnson
does it?
Johnson that makes the majority of that, right?
Good Nick
Probably. Yeah, well,
comeback.
they have a lot. Yeah. And I don't know
Yeah.
what
Oh yeah.
this one was, but man, I mean, that alone should make everybody enraged. Enraged. You should be enraged on that one thing, but it's
Did you ever hear the
everything,
story when they used to fucking pose as nurses in the hospitals? Like they were literally caught doing this. They lost a huge lawsuit. They would pose as nurses. They would send their employees to pose as nurses in hospitals with their baby formula to make sure that the newborns would be drinking the formula versus their mother's breast milk
What?
right away. Like they were there to convince the mothers and like and the
To do
families.
formula instead of
Correct.
breastfeeding.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the
Yep.
best way to do it, breastfeeding, of course. But
Contributed to a large part of infant fatality, especially in third world
hmm
countries, because they get them dependent on the milk, and then all the stuff that affects females' hormones, the microplastics, all
Hmm.
the
yep.
things that we talk about, and then they can't produce their own milk. It's the
The
same
hmm
people. They create the problem and create the solution.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Correct. And it's
Yeah.
more profitable, and they'll get sued and they'll lose for killing millions of people, but it's
Yeah.
still profitable for them to do that
Yeah.
because they still made $10 billion on the product, and they only had to pay out 150 mil, from the lawsuit. You know what
But
I'm
nobody
saying?
will hear
Like,
that unless you look into it. You got to kind of dig a little
yeah.
bit to find any of
No,
that stuff,
I know. It's
And
sad though, but it's like every major corporation, dude. Like everyone, like
yeah,
all like the shampoo brands and shit. Like
all of them.
they all
Estrogen
have been,
blockers. Yeah.
they've all lost lawsuits, like huge, massive lawsuits about
hmm
like selling shampoos with hair loss, chemicals that cause hair loss,
Yes,
while
dude.
they're
Yes.
selling the hair, the hair replacement
Yes.
therapy
Isn't that
across
crazy?
the aisle. Yeah, like
Look
all of
at look at sunblock, bro. Melanoma went up
Sunblock. Yes.
250% since
I
the
know.
sunblock. It's a
it. I know, dude. It's
carcinogen.
gross.
You're literally rubbing
Heavy
on the
metals.
largest organ of your body, your
Yeah.
skin.
It's so gross, dude.
Like transdermal absorption's real.
I
Like
know.
put it on your
Yep.
like
Yeah. We have
Hmm.
family members that'll make fun of us because I'll go find and I'll use that Yuka app and I'll find what is the best thing to do, or I won't put it on them, because
Hmm.
your body will figure it out if you get, but and
Yep.
we get made fun of, and it takes everything to hold back of just being, wanting to yell it out. But I learned a long time ago that that's just not going to work.
Mm-mm.
No, nobody's going to, take it if you're throwing it in their face. They got to be ready for it. They got to have their arms open and ready for it. How do you approach that with people? I mean, because Lance, and I mean, I'm sure you too, Rob, and we're very outspoken people. Like, Lance, you're
Mhm.
on, social media telling it all. But in your immediate, friends group, family and friends, do you kind of stay away from these topics, or do you bring it up to people that aren't
Hmm.
really, in the know like we would be?
so
Well,
my whole thing. Like
I'll let Lance. I'll let you go. Go.
Go ahead. I want to hear both of y'all. I want to hear both of
Yeah.
y'all.
I'll go
Go
first,
ahead,
Doc.
Lance.
I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
Oh, you're good.
No, go
You're
ahead, man.
good.
Yeah, you're good, Doug.
So I mean, I've tried to stop like my information dump on people, my tism kicking off. Like so it's like, all right, ready? Because here it
Yeah,
comes.
here it comes, dude. Hit 'em.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
for the most part, I'd say now, especially since I've been more vocal on social media, if anybody asks me about something, then I'm completely transparent
They're
with
getting it. Yeah.
and they're getting it. But again, like I'm pretty open about it, and even out in public, like I said, like at the grocery stores and everything. And I'm not one to impose my will on
Of
anybody
course.
by
Of course.
any
Mhm.
means, but I'm never gonna like pacify it or be quiet about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some people cognitive dissonance is real and
Totally.
a huge thing, and especially when they're controlling all the information. 90% of the information is controlled by 7 entities. So
Mhm.
them to feel like this whatever is tricking them, and that
Yeah.
some bearded barefoot dude that is handling this, like
Like, what do
Mhm.
you know? Like, I know a lot. First off, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
I mean, I thrive on conflicts. I love that shit. So um,
Y'all
I
Northeasterners, man, are funny.
yeah, like I'll you can tell in like 30 seconds though by someone's response if like because I'll always like just like Lance, I'm not gonna hide anything back like or hold anything back. I'm pretty confident in my views on a lot of stuff and like my
Okay.
reasons for those views. You know what I mean? So like I have no problem discussing it with anybody. Like if anything, I actually welcome it. Like if there was a freaking ancient architect like expert that we could talk about, architecture expert that we could talk to like one on one, I would love that, dude. Like just to bounce questions off him and
Of
actually like
course.
require answers, like direct answers, like.
Yeah.
I don't think it would go well for them. I'll be
I
honest.
know. Yeah, right.
Um, but
Yeah.
like, but you can tell by another person's response usually, like by like, I always hate like the laugh, like the immediate laugh, like the like that like condescending laugh,
Passive
like
aggressive kind of.
you're
Yeah.
one of those, like
Yeah.
you're like one of those,
This
like all right,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I'm one of those. You're definitely one of those though,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, but that shit just kind of still bothers me because like people, especially they're relatively intelligent people. It's like
Of course.
why are you so just against these opposing views to to what you've been had force fed to you since you were a child? Like is it really
Yeah.
that outside of the norm for you to like look at alternative viewpoints and perspectives? Like I think that's how like most intelligent people like to approach any topic, right? Like you want
Yeah.
to gather all the fucking facts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know?
it's amazing what people will just take and believe. I mean,
Hmm.
over and over and over again. And like to your point, these people are smart. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
for the most part, people are very intelligent, but it's everything they've regurgitated, they just believe is true. And
Yep.
I don't know what the next step is. Like, we're all gonna see some crazy stuff happen, I feel like, in the next 10, 20, 30, and especially my son and our kid, like how do you get that turned around? And the only thing that I can think of is something big happening, whether hopefully it's nothing, too terribly violent or whatever it may be, but something's big has to happen public, you know, for people to go, wait, hold on, is that true? But also, oh, well, the jab just happened. Almost said the word, but and that was pretty big, right? And so after
Mm-hmm.
that happened, and still the same people are still, not peeling back the onion, the layers of it. It's kind of depressing, and it really, it makes me want to get a van and drive around the drive around the United States with my
Live in a van
family.
down by the river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
living in a van down by the river. God dang,
Hmm.
well,
But
I
no,
mean, there are more people waking up though, and I
there
oh
think
are.
yeah,
at
for
those
sure.
events, like
There
there's a
is that
lot of
side of
people.
that, no
That's
doubt.
why Candace. That's why Candace just got like the #1 podcast or something, dude. Like she
Yeah,
was. It was her video that I sent you. But like, I think that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take some like people like her and like Joe Rogan and some of these
Joe.
voices that
Yeah.
people already like believe and
They're
respect
all plants too. Though.
to start talking about these.
I'm
What's
convinced
that?
those guys are plants anyway.
I
Yeah,
think
I
they
mean
are
they
in some
probably are.
sort.
They probably
Yeah.
are.
Well, no,
Hmm.
they have to be, right? But I think they're guided, right? And I think he knows his guidelines because there are some things that he says that you're like, oh wow. I mean, you wouldn't think
Candace,
they
I
would be
don't
this,
know though. Like I know she has the
right?
Freemason ties, and like her husband's got like a weird story to her, but like I think she's kind
Very.
of I find it very real how she's flip-flopped, dude. and
No
like
doubt.
gone from one side to the other to the other side to the other, and like, and she's not apologetic about it. And I think that's more real than people that just stay on one side from the beginning and never waver. You know what I mean? Despite the amount of information that's being thrown at them, because that's where you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
what I think gave me a little bit more confidence in her, like
My
because of
whole
that fact.
with it, Rob, is like,
Mm-hmm.
so we know the truth. Like we can talk about banking, we can talk about the de jure, we
Mm-hmm.
can talk about the corporation, and like and how our trusts were made when we were born and all this stuff.
Yeah.
My whole
Mm-hmm.
thing is that if Candace has all this knowledge, why is she not talked about that? Because these people that are that high, they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about this stuff and all of us are
Yeah.
figuring it out and it's real, then why
Mm-hmm.
aren't they? There's so many different distractions. Distract Ion, keep you looking over here, sleight of hand, while we do
Yeah.
something
Yeah, yeah.
here.
Yep.
And like I've followed Candace for a long time. The Freemason stuff really gets me because those guys deal with duality on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% entirely convinced with the whole Charlie Kirk thing in many different ways,
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
I mean,
It's very sketchy.
I'm pretty convinced it didn't happen the way they said it. Let's put it that way.
100%.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean even the Trump shootings and all that. I mean they all
That's
just
fake.
now you
That
can
was all
see it.
fake.
That was
All
all
fake.
it was. And especially
100%.
because like a minute, maybe a couple minutes after that shooting, the first shooting, there was a
Mm-hmm.
perfect photo of that bullet. Come, you remember that photo of
Oh
Trump
yeah.
standing there
Yep.
and the bullet is in the air? You realize how awesome, like how that camera would have whatever the flash speed on it, like
Mm-hmm.
that has to be like the most professional camera ever. And you're just gonna get the photo of the bullet in the air and everybody just believes it. As soon as I
Mm-hmm.
saw that, I was like, okay, dude, there's no way this happened. And
Well, I
plus
think
his,
that the same thing happened with Kirk shooter, didn't he? Like, didn't they get a shot of him like being
oh, I'm
brought into the
sure.
hospital or something? Like it was like some random reporter just happened to be there, like when he was being
Yeah,
brought in or
iconic
something like that.
photo of the
Yep.
situation that they,
Mm-hmm.
put on
Mm-hmm.
everything.
I think it
What
was
were you
the New
gonna say,
York Times
Lance?
or something.
You look like you were gonna say something.
No, it just gets me fired up, especially knowing how velocity works and how firearms
Yeah,
work. And
dude.
Oh,
like
dude, yeah.
everything with
Mm.
Trump, like so the ear bleeds so much that they actually
Yeah,
used to draw blood from your ear back in the
yeah.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Used to.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. And so that little nick on his ear from velocity from a high-powered rifle, and then
Blow
who
up
gets
his
shot at and then jumps up and says fight when they have no idea what's going on. They just took a
right.
bullet to the dome. And then coincidentally, the cameraman gets ushered into position while they lower the American flag behind Donald Trump to
Hmm.
say fight. Like this is all in
Perfect moment.
in
Yeah,
time,
Mm-hmm.
central
yeah,
casting. He
yeah,
talks about this stuff
Yeah.
all
yeah.
the time. Charlie
Yep.
Kirk, I don't care. I watched that a million times. Charlie Kirk, when he says that, I think that was a keyword, and he goes literally like this before the shot.
Really?
What, dude? Watch it. He braces himself. He braces himself.
So, what's
Yeah.
funny is this brings us all back to what we were talking about with Bacchus and Dionysus, dude. The god of
Bring it back,
theater.
Rob. Bring
The
it
god
back.
of
The
He's the
God of
god of
theater.
theater, dude.
That
That's
is the
what
biggest one out
Yeah,
of all that.
The
100%.
Karagic Monument of Lysikrates, all that shit, that was all dedicated to him for like the arts and like and plays and all that shit. Like that's
Yeah.
like what he was kind of known for. That's why I think he's so prevalent in all those fucking monuments and buildings, because I think that's
Then
why they worship him.
then you look at all the wars, the Pacific Theater, World War II, is the Pacific Theater and the Trans-Mississippi
Hmm.
Theater, the Civil War, and it's everywhere. And they're telling
Hmm.
us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's way to bring
Yep.
it back, Rob. That's really good. That's
No,
good
absolutely.
stuff.
And when you were
Yeah.
talking about that earlier, Rob, with him pan,
Hmm.
we're talking about with theater, that's instantly what I thought about. The world is a stage, central
Oh
casting,
yeah.
like
It
Yeah.
this
really
is what
is.
they do,
Yep. Yep. And
Yeah, and
like
it's
if they were to pick any god to worship, it would be the one with that represented masculine fertility and ritual, religious madness and theater, and wine and orgies. Why not?
you know to that point, I was watching do you know his name is Nathan Reynolds, and
Mhm.
he's and he talks about growing up in a bloodline family and
Oh, I
and
have
and a
seen him.
sati
Yeah. Yep.
bro.
Hmm.
I just binge watched or binge listened his stuff on the Confessionals, that podcast. I don't know if y'all have heard of the
Yeah,
Confessionals.
it's a
Really
good
good,
podcast. I
a
like that
great
one.
podcast. Yeah, he's
Mm.
about cryptids and all that kind of stuff too. And man,
Dude.
you know, we've heard those stories. We've heard the stories, but he's doing it from his birth till he is today.
Yeah.
And today he's, gotten out finally and gotten his head straight. But it is so it's hard to even conceive. And he was saying, there is, in your city, there's tens of thousands of people in this situation. There's so many family, and his was what really shocked me was his last name Reynolds. It was just their family's little cult. Like it didn't have anything to do with any other family. It was just the Reynolds cult, and they were doing all this satanic, worship
Mm-hmm.
stuff, conjuring all these things. He was even
Mm-hmm.
talking about in Lake Havasu, uh, Arizona. It has the London Bridge. They like brought the London Bridge or parts of the London Bridge over to Lake Havasu,
No.
Arizona. You don't?
No, and I just watched the fucking crazy documentary on the London Bridge too.
Oh,
It's
really? What is
about
it called?
the dragon in the London Bridge.
Oh no, I don't
The
know. It was
Dragon
some.
and
It was actually wicked boring, but like it was someone on like one guy on YouTube that like does a bunch of like deep dives on history. But I just had it on in the background while I was sanding my tree that I had just erected in my house here. Actually,
Yeah, it's good
um,
to kill some time. So this guy was
yeah.
saying this is it. So basically they brought this over brick by brick. Some rich guy that started Lake Havasu, but what he was saying is that in the middle of here, there's rooms, and they are always doing ritualistic
Oh, I don't doubt that at
things
all.
inside this bridge. And I mean,
Dude, all those
I've
bridges, a lot of those old bridges, like around here, have those weird fucking like weird like little rooms and like you
Yes,
can
and there's
see
a door. You
doors.
yeah, you see
Yeah.
the door.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, and it just blew my mind, but like
They call
I've
them
heard
gatehouses or something stupid, or lock houses
yeah,
or
you're
something like
right.
that,
It's
right?
something
Yeah.
like that. But
hmm
it just blows my mind, that, with the curtain pulled back, that world, because you just don't ever think of it. And I mean the things that this guy was saying, they were actually conjuring up.
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Even
hmm
in this bridge, like, dragon, beings and stuff that would grant these people abilities and
hmm
tell them secrets to, get rich, basically, get anything they want. And
Yeah.
it gives me chills right now talking about it, because it really just is some wild stuff. Anyways, yeah,
hmm
y'all should look into that. Anybody listening to this, Nathan Reynolds, I actually sent him a message like yesterday. It was just because I want to talk to him. He was just an
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
person.
No, he's got
Um,
Right
some
when I did
crazy
my big
stories, that guy.
TikTok account, I sent him a message hoping to get a response from him.
really?
My account got nixed, but if you go on his website, you can read his book.
Yes, the book.
I,
I'm gonna
I
get the
read
book.
I read some of it on there, and it was pretty wild, man.
Snatched from the Flames is what it's
Snatched
Is
from
called.
he is he no, is he related to like the Reynolds from like the cigarette company or no?
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
I think it is a good question. I think that question was actually asked on the podcast, or maybe it was another, high famous Reynolds. But no,
Yeah.
these people, this family is purposefully s- secret, hidden. You would never know
Well,
this. You know what I mean?
family too, right?
What's that?
Like
You cut
they
out,
they all try to keep it in the family too. Those
and they
royal
do.
family, the bloodlines.
Yeah, and then he was saying also, the multiple personality disorders that they put on their kid, that to change into whoever they need to change into so they can do this or that job, and when they're kids, do, the deed for whoever, wanted the kid at the time or whatever it is. And he was also saying that, like, on the confessionals, they're in Tennessee, so he was talking about, the host was asking him, so how many people do you think in Tennessee there are like this, that have this multiple personality, embedded in them, and from just one word being said, they snap into another person. And he was
Hmm.
like, oh, tens of thousands of people, tens of thousands. And I'm thinking like,
Wow.
whoa, dude, that's
No,
crazy.
so are they all? They're all related.
So,
Those tens of
well,
thousands.
No, no, no. They're not all related. There's just different factions of this. There's different families like
Yeah, but
his.
I'm saying that they're all like there's groups, large groups of like families,
Yes,
basically.
yes. And then
Like I would envision like vampires or something, you know? Like,
exactly. No, it is. And
yeah.
they were talking about, he was talking about vampires as
Hmm.
it was a real freaking thing, dude.
I
But
know, I know.
it's a bunch of these
They
different
are.
families, and they might do business and this and that with each other, but they're also warring with each other, under the scene. But yeah, I'm still not done with all of his podcasts, and I'm gonna binge the rest of them. But
Well, Rob,
Hmm.
like he was in the military. Nate
yes,
Reynolds, he was in the
yes,
military, and then he was also like he was going like in the tunnels that we talk about, and he was going and he would like unalive pedophiles and stuff.
yep,
He was a
like
hitman.
big
Oh,
time,
no shit.
big time.
Oh, dude, like some wild stuff, and what he talks about, I mean, correlates with a lot of the stuff that we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't doubt it. Hmm.
Yeah, but and it was his other personality, like that killer personality. He said he would jump up and bite people in the neck, like and just fucking rip them apart, And like when he's talking on these episodes, he's the nicest guy, just the sweetest
Hmm.
guy in the world.
Yeah.
And you can't even imagine just that turning on and then somebody changes. Have you ever seen that happen from it? I was trying to think like,
I mean,
as
like
he was saying
hypnosis,
it,
like shows,
yeah.
with a hypnotist. I've
Of
seen that.
course. Yeah, and even that alone is weird, but it's just, when you hear
Hmm.
these stories, you start to think like, well, have I met families like that or have I,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we all
Yep.
have in passing, but we think about it's disgusting. If you do the deep dive on it, they have lots of small children that they've interviewed, and they tell stories about
yeah,
being beat to behead infants
yes.
from a young age. So it desensitizes them and programs them,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that wraps it all
Trauma,
together.
Oh,
Trauma.
trauma.
I
It's
guarantee
that's
you, I
all it
went to
is.
college. I went to college with a bunch of them because there's a lot of legacies at my college, like, third, fourth generations
Yeah.
going to the school, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
breakaway people from these families too. You
Yeah,
know,
big time. Yeah.
Hmm.
especially now, it seems like that it's coming more and more happy, more and more commonplace for people to be
And
looking.
on that note, Lance, I hope we can and Rob, I don't know if we talked about it, but Amy, Amy wants to talk about her life, and I won't go into it too much. We'll let her explain it. But I know there's some things going on to where she's not real sure if, and I want everybody to be safe if we're
Mhm.
talking about stuff like that,
Well,
of
why is she
course.
coming from like a similar background to this guy that we're talking about?
Can I generalize it, Lance, or can you like just I don't want to speak for her, but yeah, it's
She
similar.
comes from a family and was raised in one of these families. And
Okay.
I mean, I know about her dad in the background. He was a big whistleblower as well.
Hmm.
And, she wants to
Good.
get, she listens to us like all
Yeah,
the time.
big time. She
You know what?
loves all three of us.
So,
Yeah.
so before this like stone thought just like memory just came like fails
Shoot it.
before it goes away. When I was in Nashville, I'll never forget. I was talking to there was a homeless guy. Like that like there was a big protest going on. I think for it was one of the when the immigration shit was going on, like right in front of the Parthenon, actually, in that same park. And the homeless guy started going on this rant about how he was from a royal family, an old like from the old bloodlines called the Tyrells. I don't know, have you guys ever heard of this family? I never looked
Game of
into it.
Thrones.
And I
But you
know
believe it. You
that was
believe
what
it
I
now.
thought. Now I'm kind of starting to believe him, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
dude.
like
No, of
he told me
course.
this whole story. He's like I was like how did you end up here like this? Like what's going on? He's like well I just don't agree with their like their views and their lifestyle anymore. So I was excommunicated or something like that, like kind of ostracized, like cut off from everything.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I just took it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like the guy's like smoking a bowl with me, like pushed up against a statue
Yeah.
in Nashville
Yeah.
Park, and
Yeah.
he's got like his whole like life in a backpack right there. But
Yeah.
he was very well spoken, very like highly intelligent. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we spoke for a while. Like we talked about all kinds of shit. Um, and I don't know, it just kind of just dawned on me when you guys were just talking about that. Like it's very because that's in Tennessee. You said there were he said specifically tens of
Yeah.
thousands, right?
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
that
I
dude
mean,
was. Yeah.
that's the world, my old drug addiction world. That's where I start to think of people like, going in to get whatever I was getting and seeing these people or, girls or what, and it was never like young or anything, but just you could tell, like now that I think about it, you could
Mm-hmm.
feel the energy of them like being completely terrified. Who knows if they were there, on their own will or whatever, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but and even just my interactions with homeless people like that, that's the first thing I thought of was like seeing these homeless people that's probably a lot of what they grew up in, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow got out and everybody thinks they're crazy. And I'm sure a lot of people would listen to, Reynolds, Nate Reynolds, whatever, and think it's all made up. But I mean, it's when he says it with a lot of truth behind his words, and
Yeah, he provides a pretty amazing amount of detail for
big
somebody
time.
that's kind of making it
Too
up.
much. Too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
yeah,
should write. He
interesting
should write
stuff.
some more books if he's making that shit up. You know.
Yeah, and his whole thing is like, and the confession, I can't think of the confessionals host, but he was talking about,
Oh,
well, yeah, anyways, but he was saying, why do you openly speak about these murders and, killing this and that? And he was like, I walk in the hands of God, I walk with God right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a religious man, and I mean, he is very well spoken on the Bible and this and that. And I mean, he fully believes that where his mind is, where his soul is, his energy in this, good place and in the light, I guess you could say, all this darkness just kind of stays away. It could probably do. He was talking about some instances of trying to get attacked and spells and all this stuff, but he says if you're actually living your life in the light, they can't really do a whole lot on you, as
Yeah.
much, of course.
What's
You
that? There's
know,
like a saying for that, right? You can't really you can't kill a true believer. You just deliver him to to a savior faster or something like that. Or,
yeah.
something along those lines.
There's a
You
lot
know.
of those little sayings like that you start to think about. But yeah,
Hmm.
interesting stuff. What do you got coming up, guys? Any kind of videos coming up y'all are working on? Or I know Rob, we mentioned a couple things, but you got any new
Yeah. I
stuff
mean,
coming along?
I just not in particular. No, I don't have anything like on the. Well, I'm doing. I ended up having to do another like deep dive on Carnegie because they muted my old video on like the libraries that I did
Muted it.
on them.
That's ridiculous.
And like I found out another weird thing about them, like they did. Did you know that they tried to change our language? Like there was a big movement to like change the spellings of words and like
So
the pronunciations of
I've
words.
heard that about Carnegie libraries because everything was so condensed in those libraries that he actually did change a lot of things.
Oh, probably.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I haven't really heard about the spelling. That's interesting.
No, yeah, it was. It was right. It was the first time I'd ever heard of it. It was I forget what it was called exactly, but like there was a big movement that it ended when he died. Like he was paying like I want to say it was something stupid. It was like 25,000 a year or 125,000 a year for this like organization to like go around and like basically convince people to start spelling words a different way like
For
and
what reason? Like for we know
dude.
spelling is spells, but like yeah, for that kind of reason or
I that's what I'm wondering, right? He
yeah.
failed though. Like his organization failed. They were
Huh.
like they didn't follow through with it. So like I don't know. Like it's very odd aspect to the whole story. I never seen it before.
That
And
Well,
is.
he had all that money, right? And they're
yeah.
resetting the narrative. I mean, we see that they changed like the English language, right? Like F's and S's and U's and
Hmm.
E's are switched out and the dates and
Hmm.
everything. That makes total
Yeah.
sense why he'd be pushing it because if they can change the language, that means they can hide more stuff. Just like
Oh
they're
yeah.
not teaching children these days how to read cursive. Why? They don't want them to
Hmm.
read these documents and this old stuff
Of
and figure it
course.
might as well be hieroglyphics to
That's
them.
totally
Right.
what's happening. Isn't
Right.
that funny to see that happening in our lifetime?
In our
Like
Yeah.
I
lifetime.
knew immediately, when they
Yep.
stopped doing that. It's like, oh, well, we know why they're doing that.
Hmm.
That's interesting. In 1906, this is Carnegie, founded and funded the Simplified Spelling Board
Yep.
in New York. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, so he was trying to change. The board published a list of 300 simplified spellings, and it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah, the list. I looked at some of the list. It was funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's random word though,
Hmm.
THO for
Some of them
how we
make
spell.
sense.
Yeah, some of them
Some
are, you know,
like
like
they
it's
actually
like,
make a lot of sense. Like
Well,
they're
if you
like
look at
shorthand.
the etymology of all of it, you know, like there's a
yeah,
lot more. Like I even read something today about like dead and dad. So like if
Hmm.
you're being called dad, it's like it's just the way it is with just like easy
yeah,
like morning, right? You say
yeah.
good
Good
Mm-hmm.
morning.
morning,
I
like
don't
your
say good
morning.
morning. I
Yeah,
say grand rising, happy
yeah,
AM. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because that same kind of thing. You know, if
Mm-hmm.
you're saying though, because if you look at the etymology of though, is it Latin root? Is it, you know what I mean? Like
That's
Of
one of those
course,
old that they'll say Old English. That's what anything with the OUGH, they're gonna say Old
is
English
old
roots
English.
is
Okay.
as the etymology. That's where that came from, like the Germanic, like that goes back to Celts and Germanic tribes and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
that and like Hamburg or like anything with Berg in it, same like Burgh. Like a lot of times you see that spelled. Same
yeah.
Old English like etymology. I've always been very interested in like etymology of words and
It
shit.
is very interesting to peel back, peel that back
Hmm.
that. Lance, sorry, I cut you off. If you were, do you have anything new popping up?
Well, I'm gonna go down and film Rhode Island, Rob.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be
Oh, are
dope.
y'all soon?
When are you gonna come down, you think?
Like
After
when you,
Thanksgiving or
okay, when you're going
before?
on your trip, when you're starting your trip. I see. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So Johnny, well, you met Johnny, my buddy
Mm-hmm.
in Taunton there. So I figured
Yeah.
I'd come down and hang out with him a little bit, and then I've been telling Sammy about linking up with you in Rhode Island because
Yeah, dude.
he's from Connecticut.
Okay.
So like those are some areas I'd love to check out because I
I
haven't.
haven't hit Connecticut yet at all. Like, yeah,
And you
Dude,
but
think
it's
about it,
out there.
Hartford, what is it? Hartford, Connecticut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
crazy. I just saw that Big Teats guy or whatever his name is. His
Oh yeah, that
videos
guy's
that like
hilarious.
make it
Yeah.
make sense, make it
Yeah,
make
he's
sense.
funny.
dude, he's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. Sorry, keep going, keep going.
No, no, but you think about that. The etymology of Connecticut is something I connect, I cut. Like you know what I mean?
Oh
Like, what
yeah.
does that
Oh yeah.
mean to?
Oh dude,
You
that's
know,
you're getting into the native words now. So like that would be like a probably I don't know Wampanoag or Narragansett or something like that. Like
Delaware, you
I
know,
just did a whole video on uh it's called Mosswatuset Hummock.
I saw that.
And
Yeah,
and it's like and what that it's an ancient Indian mound is what
yeah,
that
that was
means.
interesting. Yeah,
Arrowhead Mound is what that means in Wampanoag. And
yeah.
like yeah, all those words though, they're all interest me because like I live off like Mattakeesit Street and like Massasoit Community College is a few miles down the road and like all the and I thought about that like as I was I said it during that video like is that normal for like conquerors to like memorialize the
Keep
ones
it.
they
Yeah,
conquered like
yeah,
in like all the names of everything around like I
yeah.
drove down Pontiac Street onto Satcham Road onto like Samoset Ave or some shit to like get
Right.
there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I don't know. I just found that odd.
It is very odd because a lot of it was switched, but you find these little pockets of areas that they kept
Hmm.
a lot of the names and they named stuff to tell you something about it. It
Oh
wasn't,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like we got MLK Street in every city and like
yeah.
all these
Like Massachusetts means
Main Street and
the land of many mounds or many hills, depending on
mm,
how it's translated. That's what Massachusetts means. And then I learned Neponset, like the Neponset River that runs through Boston. That means the river that connects people. Um,
interesting.
yeah, and that's where that Mosswatuset Hummock. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Dude, I
Um,
was really impressed in the video to be honest with you.
oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. I did,
Yeah, you're killing it.
imagine what it was like. I said in the video. Imagine what it was like to have a lisp though, if you were like a
Yeah, dude,
Wampanoag.
that's what
Like,
it was. I was
that
trying
would
to
have been
think of
rough.
what you said that made me crack up. That
That
and
would have been
also
rough,
you
dude.
zoomed in on some guy that drew a penis on
Oh
the freaking
yeah,
rock.
dude, yeah,
Yeah,
dude. It
I
was
was
so well
like,
done. It was
so
so well
yeah,
done. I had
it
to,
was
you
really,
know.
and I was like, I've drawn that penis many times. That was
Yep,
that's the go-to
yep.
kind right there.
Yeah, like the three pubes like coming
Yeah,
out of. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
dude.
very well done. Whoever did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure.
That shit's wild though. Like so hummock. Have you guys ever seen that term? That's the first I'd ever seen that. That
No,
apparently means mound in at least in the native Massachusetts language.
yeah,
But it's literally just a massive mound of giant boulders like in the middle of nowhere,
giant.
that
Looked like, yeah,
were clearly
the
quarried
giant
or
burial ground, giant
something,
burial
dude.
ground, giant,
Yeah.
giant. That we had the Susquehanna, Lenape,
Sasquatch. Hannah, dude. Yeah, it's
There you go.
mysterious. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, Chris Beal, that's something kind of exciting. You all know Chris Beal, the guy
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
Disney
Still need to
Wild
talk
Trip.
to him, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I talked to him. I don't know. Chris texts me almost every day, but Chris has filed lawsuits. He filed a lawsuit against the state of New Jersey to protect these places, and
Hmm.
I
dude, they're
saw that.
the games.
Yeah.
So now he's filing federally, and he's got
Wow.
the receipts, and he's got these people like.
Tied
Especially
up.
you do like speaking as a former law enforcement professional,
Yeah, you would
like
know. Yeah, you would
dude,
know.
Yeah,
it's wild. So good for Chris. And
Yeah,
that's awesome.
you can
We gotta
tell
get
he's
him
an
up to. We gotta
intelligent.
get him up to here to Mass, dude.
We
To look
have
at
to.
some of these rocks.
Yeah.
oh no,
Oh,
yeah.
and just yeah, y'all's area is the craziest though. Like I mean, just fine. And I was gonna pull up what I kept running across the two in Tennessee, and you keep, like I can't help but everything I pass, I gotta stare at it, especially if it's like
Oh,
some of these.
did you drive? You drove through the back highways of Tennessee, though, right? Like, how many ancient Indian mounds do you think you were driving by as you were going down the
Oh,
highway?
dude,
Because
it's
the
it's
rolling
so
hills of Tennessee, dog. Like,
yes,
that's
yes,
what those are. Like,
yeah.
guarantee it. They're all step
No doubt.
pyramids and shit.
And yeah, there's structures underneath it. You can tell, you can
Mm-hmm.
see, but you see
Mm-hmm.
these little
Clear as
walls
day.
like this, like
Mm-hmm.
this is in Gatlinburg. So this was a trail we were walking on, and this is poking out
yeah, come on
underneath the
now.
trail. And
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
like it's an old ancient trail that, and then
Mm-hmm.
you go through this same trail, and they got these, this old chimney here, but and this might have been whatever, some people, log cabin people at one point, but you can tell that, like, what is this? Like, I don't know what all
Yeah.
that,
That looks
you know,
like an
that,
old fountain almost.
yeah,
Really?
it does. It does. And those look like it might have been like settlers at one point, but then you go on some other trails and you start to see these little canals like this that are,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
running water off into the river. Um,
Huh.
and yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's all over the place. This was a little steps going into this hole. It was like a natural bridge basically, that you
What the
walk
fuck?
under, and you can't help but think, was this an actual bridge or whatever? But what I
Is
wanted to
that,
show,
yeah, is it natural?
yeah, right, exactly. But and most of the things, I don't know if you saw the video, but everything looks like a petrified tree. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a
I
lot
did
of the
see a video.
stuff
Yeah.
is a
Yep.
petrified tree, and it is. And even the rocks you find, I mean, it's just everywhere. It's so obvious. But we went into this cave. It's called the Tuckaleechee Cave. And at the beginning, she pointed at something on the top. Let me see if I can, let me pull this up a little closer. She pointed something at the top of this cave. Look at this. It's two arrows like this.
Oh yeah.
And she
Two
goes, she
triangles
goes,
almost.
she goes,
That's so
yeah.
so little.
She goes, we don't know, we don't know who did it. We think it's the Cherokee, da, 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 their whole story of what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But I was like, this just is, why is this in a cave? Because that was like, 40, 50 feet in the air. So yeah, there's just all
Yeah.
these little markings of stuff around Tennessee and anywhere really, but that you can tell there
Mm-hmm.
was another people here, another
Oh
people that
yeah.
were probably a lot
Mm-hmm.
bigger than us,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
Well,
it
I
Yeah.
think
was
that
just,
goes right back to our earlier conversation about reservoirs, dude. Like the people that were building those things, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure are the same folks that were doing all that. Like the
no
ones that
doubt.
we weren't just digging freaking mini oceans everywhere in the 1700s by hand, like in push plows and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we that's when we made them all. Like it's crazy.
yeah, yeah. It is. Yeah, and it's really, we just redredged it, and it's kind of like saying, yeah, we built this capital, but they just really just
Yeah.
built, like refurbished. They
But look at
refurbished
the
it.
stonework on the dams and like the reservoirs. When you really look at the like how detailed and intricate the stonework was, and like the walls and the bridges and
Yeah,
that
bro.
make no sense. You know what I mean? Like that literally, like why is that there? Like why would they have a bridge right there? Like there's no reason for that bridge. You know,
And
like
it's intricate stone. I mean, and
oh
it
yeah,
still
and they're
looks like,
massive, yeah,
yeah,
carved stones. Yep.
it looks like it was not newly made, but it doesn't
Hmm.
look very,
We
like
couldn't
it's falling
replicate it.
apart.
We
Yeah.
couldn't replicate it now.
No,
No. Mm-mm.
there's no way.
That's why we got to dive some of these reservoirs and these
Dude,
lead.
I got a list of
Dude,
them.
Dude,
dude.
me too. Everywhere we go.
DW Fields Park, bro, in Brockton that was an ancient metropolis that they just flooded over. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
And it's
Like it
all in the
has a
same
big.
time period. All in
It
the
I
same
is.
know.
time
Yep.
period.
It
That was
is.
the end.
Yeah.
They said that was all dug out in the end of the 1700s, like the beginning of the 1800s. That's when all those
Oh,
they
really?
dug they dug 5 of the 7 reservoirs or some shit at DW Field Park in Brockton before
Oh, that's
before it was even made a park. Like they were reservoirs, and like that was it was made a park in like 1900 or something. Like it was
wow.
crazy. And then
I've got the articles of those reservoirs, flooding archaeological spots. Like, well,
mhm,
we might have discussed this, but in Arizona, whatever, Lake Mead, um,
yep,
whatever the big dam is, the the
the
big
Hoover Dam.
famous dam, the Hoover Dam. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that
With the
all where
Guardian.
Lake Mead is was,
Hmm.
archaeologists running out and trying to get, leftover stuff. There's some in South Carolina. I've, news articles about. Yeah, and in Texas, like you look at these reservoirs from a map, and they're placed very, they don't look like we have 4 reservoirs south of
They
Dallas
don't make sense.
that they don't make sense. They're hundreds of
Hmm.
miles away. They're out in
Hmm.
East Texas in the middle of nowhere,
Yes,
you know?
providing water to some little town that you
Exactly,
kids. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's
So you're like,
crazy.
okay. And then
Yep.
just so happens the little towns around there are big time old world,
Hmm.
architecture, and they were main train,
Yep.
railroads that
I
go
bet you
through
there's some
there.
massive Indian mounds in those towns. And
Absolutely.
and old tower, like that's the DW Field Park has the big tower that on Tower Hill it's called now. And like when I did my digging on that place, that used to be called Indian Cave Hill before they changed the
TK
name
Hill.
to Tower Hill and put the tower up there. Like, why do you think they called it that? You know,
Yeah,
that was
that's
right
funny.
on top of all those reservoirs, like that are like that
Real
would
quick,
be the one I would say to
like
dive, like for sure.
Think of what's under there.
irritated when you talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it just
it
fires
totally,
me up. It's like these
totally.
people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And,
Oh, it's
Oh,
brutal,
just
dude.
dude, those kinds of stories, and really, Chris, we've talked about it, like his life, just going and finding these things that we know are out there. We know it's there. We
Hmm.
have the spots like you were just talking about, Rob. We have the spots,
Hmm.
and if we could ever actually go explore these places with the right technology and the right
Right?
gear and stuff,
Like
it'd be
LiDAR or something.
so much
Like
fun.
if we
Yeah,
could get somebody with like a LiDAR system,
no
that'd
doubt.
be like I got a long list for them to check out, dude. You know?
that's what I've been talking to Chris about, bro. Is that like
Yeah.
I tell him all like Chris, if we get a LiDAR, dude, and we
Dude,
go to some of these spots, the discoveries we're gonna make. You want to talk about
Hmm.
because he found tunnels. Like
endless.
and like
Really?
he
Yeah.
legit found a tunnel and it's all connected to the mob and it's like,
Oh,
dude,
dude. Yeah, yeah. I don't doubt that.
bro, it's wild. But the LiDAR thing, but again, look at all these places we can't even go to. I say we go hop the fence in the Grand Canyon. That's what we need
Yeah,
to do.
no doubt,
Oh,
right?
fuck yeah.
You
No,
Oh
know?
yeah,
my
for real.
God.
Can't
Yeah,
go
find that
anywhere.
little cave,
I
find that
want
little
to do. I want
cave.
to do all the cemeteries, dude.
Bro,
Like
cemeteries are huge.
all of them. I swear,
Yeah, huge.
95% of them are
Yeah.
old, like step pyramids.
100%,
Like
dude.
you know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like
Agree.
they're all on a massive mound. Like
Yep.
all of them.
That's how you'd hide it. Just like now up around here, we have the solar
Correct.
panel thing in Washington
Yep.
County, and there's these huge
Mm-hmm.
fights going on, bro. They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
get another like 1,500 solar panels, or 1,500 acres of solar panels in,
Oh
and
yeah, just in the field, like they're just sitting out there in the field.
dude,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're putting them on mounds in historic places,
Of
and
course
Mm-hmm.
they are.
dude,
Yeah,
it's absolutely in the state, in the corporation of the state, like getting into that whole shit again. They're
yeah,
covering it all up too. So it's at the state level that this cover up is happening that we know, like on the
Oh,
surface,
for sure.
very
Yep.
blatant at state
Mm-hmm.
level in New York, like,
yeah,
bro.
Yep.
But
It.
then you put them over the top of those mountains. You can't dig under that. And then you also
yeah,
don't have any
Mm-hmm.
more agricultural land because they're putting them on agricultural land. So then we have no more farming.
Yep.
Just
Yep,
of
and the
course.
water tower, all the water towers, same reason. Like they
Yeah,
put all those in the same spot. Just they were just markers for them to so we couldn't touch. You can't touch the land, basically.
yeah.
A lot of
The
those fucking
graveyards
places,
are something that is so obvious in Texas because
dude.
they'll be like
Every
in one central Texas county, there'll be 250 of them, like just
yeah,
sprawled out and like I'm talking about not a populated county. I'm talking
yep,
mainly about Malam County and Burleson County. There really is. There's 200, 300 of them in each county, and they're all in these little
hmm,
weird spots. They might have
hmm,
4, might have 10, A lot of them have
And
the
are,
Masonic,
are
you
all of
know.
them, are all like, do you end up like ascending a fucking mountain when
Yes,
you go,
yes. Yeah,
into all of them? Yeah.
dude, Pleasant Grove. I think it's
Is,
called Pleasant Grove in Malam County is where I would go with LiDAR because,
mm-hmm.
we all have these. That would be one of
Yeah.
them. There's got to
Yep.
be something under that thing.
We're gonna
So,
make that
Oh, for
happen. We're
sure.
gonna
yeah,
have LiDAR at some point.
please,
There's
Yep.
no doubt
please,
in my mind.
Oh,
dude,
I
let's
had
do it.
when I did my
Let's do it.
video on Fort Lincoln Cemetery in DC or Maryland, I guess technically it's like the DC Maryland line. I actually had a former employee there, like a mortician, reach out to me and like verify that there was a ton of tunnels under there, and like there were some that they were like there was a whole chapel underneath the
Oh,
cemetery,
no
and like
way.
there were some that they weren't able to access, like they were shut off, like restricted access that she verified
That's
as well.
cool.
Mm.
That's cool.
That place was huge too. It's like that one's like 100 or like 100 acres maybe. I think that one. It's
A
pretty big.
100-acre cemetery?
Oh, oh,
Oh my
dude, yeah.
God.
Bro, Albany Oval
Mount
one,
Auburn that I did in Boston was 173, and then the one that Lance did in New York is even bigger. What one was that, Lance?
almost 600 acres, I think.
What? Oh
Albany
my
Which
God.
one
What
was
is
that?
under dude, what is under that? This is getting me
Well, and
Yeah.
worked
it's
up, dude.
also on Mount Olive in New
Oh
York.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love that.
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Mount Olive.
Looking it up
And
right
yeah,
now.
that's
I
funny
think it's
because
like 500.
the big one I went to was Mount Auburn.
That
That's
is,
funny.
oh, that's funny.
And then
Yeah.
what was the other one? There was another one that's 170. Oh, the one I did in Rhode Island. Swan Swan Meadow or something like that. I think that place is fucking huge too. It was 170 plus acres as well. You could
That's
spend
nuts.
days. You could spend days in there,
Yeah.
get lost. You know,
The
Yeah.
Albany Rural Cemetery is 467 acres. Sorry.
is that has to be the biggest in the country, right?
It says it is one of the largest and oldest examples of the rural cemetery movement in the United States.
Mm. Oh yeah, I learned all about that with the Mount Auburn thing. That's what Mount
Well,
Auburn was the first. That was like the example of the rural cemetery movement, or whatever the fuck that means. Yeah.
it was founded in 1841.
I'm about to share it. Yeah, look at these, like these things right here, these mausoleums or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, dude, the
it's
mausoleums.
they're so crazy. Look at this. Is this what is
There's
that?
like Egyptian ones there.
Oh, that's what's at Mount Auburn too, bro. Like straight up sarcophaguses with like
That is
Egyptian pharaohs'
crazy.
heads and stuff like carved on them and shit. Yeah,
Look, this one's kind of
same deal.
scrubbed. You can see there was a face on it, but it's kind of scrubbed
So
off.
Oh yeah.
Darren and I got locked in here. Because
Oh,
we went
you
Oh,
told us about that. That's
yep.
right.
I remember you telling
I
us about
remember you
that.
yeah,
saying
Yep.
that.
Hmm.
yeah. But we've been live in here and walked around 5 or 6 times, still have not explored the whole thing.
Oh, I
And
bet,
there's
dude.
Wow.
I bet.
and there's like some hollows that go through there. And
Hmm.
there's old lore about like a water dragon that comes out of one of them, like a water spirit. And dude,
I believe it.
it's creepy, like down in there, because there's only like a couple of those built into the hillside, and then one's bricked over. Like it's weird.
Did y'all
And
go at dark? Were y'all doing this all at like nighttime?
well, it closes at night, and so in the
Yeah, they
summer,
close them
Okay.
at dusk.
Okay, that makes sense. That
yeah,
makes
most of
sense.
them close at dusk because we've been trapped in a couple of
I
yeah,
have too. I have too. I've had to ask my
yeah.
way out a couple times. Yeah.
But I never feel. I
You
honestly,
get distracted, dude. You know.
Yeah, dude.
I
That's
don't
great.
get that weird feeling in cemeteries. I really don't. I think if you walk around with the right intent, you
Of
know what I
course.
mean, and like
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Like we were
I
just
get
talking about, like you're shooing them away, with your vibes. Yeah,
with
no
your
doubt.
vibes. And then I got that little tiny dude. I have this little bell. Dude, have you guys seen that little bell I have? That's
No.
No.
from the Rensselaer Church. And it literally, so Rensselaer, he was like the Grand Master of New York. He was the governor of New York, Freemason.
Okay.
And the Rensselaer County and Rensselaer, going back to the Dutch family. Well, I have this little bell, dude. It's probably 100 years old. It's a little silver bell, and it's
Tight.
from the church in Rensselaer. And so I
Oh
walk
shit.
around the cemetery,
Just dinging it around. Yeah.
ringing that bell
Yeah.
around,
I don't
bro.
blame
That's
you.
wild.
Keep
That's
that
actually pretty
bad
popular.
energy.
Isn't that weird how they like keep shit for like from other buildings too, like that London Bridge thing that you were talking about earlier? And,
Dude,
like
it
they
and
move
like
them and like
I personally thought that bridge was just one of the old world type stories. Like, okay, maybe that bridge was just already there, but now
yeah.
that I'm thinking about it, maybe this, head figure in these cults had enough money. I mean, the guy he was talking about made that city in Phoenix, and it was actually a military base at one point. But maybe he
Oh,
did buy
you guys got to
parts
look
of
into the London one too. That shit's
the
fucked.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Like the whole bridge wasn't designed like they can't like you can't like drive boats through there. like the way that the bridge was designed, it like forms like a rapid system, and
Really?
like will smash your boat like up against like the
That's
ramparts or whatever.
Because
Like
of the
so
current? The current will
like
like
yeah,
make
like
a
they use like these like they're almost like the shape of spades, like that like break waves or
okay.
whatever. Like
Yeah, 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 of course.
like at the base of the arches, and they cause a nasty current that you can't even like pilot. Like they were talking about how like they used to like basically risk life and limb, like the boaters back in the day, to like go through there, take their boats through there. So like it
That's
clearly
wild.
wasn't designed for that purpose. You know what I mean? Like in like
Think of the rooms in that bridge.
oh
Think of the
dude,
rooms
that whole
within.
place was a torture chamber. Like they'll admittedly
Yes,
say, like
I
at one
remember
point.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. There's
yeah,
no
it's
telling what
crazy
happened.
shit.
Well, I just got the text. My little boy's about to go down. I'm gonna go. I've been gone for a whole week, so gotta
Oh yeah,
go
yeah,
put
man.
him
Of
down.
course.
Put him down. But as again, as always, fun conversation. Hopefully we can
Yeah,
try
man.
next weekend. I'm chilling. I feel like I'll be in town. Maybe get Sammy on. I'm really curious about. I just I want to talk. I want to bring somebody new in too, and I like how we all
yeah.
vibe with
Yeah,
new
yeah.
people coming in. So that would be great if we can get Sammy on
Yeah.
next
You
weekend.
gonna get is Amory gonna come back on sometime too or what?
I sent her a TikTok message and I sent Mr. 76 one too.
Yep.
And next time, remind me to, or you do it, one of y'all send Chris a message too, Chris
Mm,
Beal. And let's try to, I
yep,
mean, just whoever else can get on. So
for sure.
Cool.
we'll get that
Hmm.
going. Y'all want to go ahead and drop your information on here and I'll press stop.
Sure. I'm Rob. I'm Batman with four N's and 25 on TikTok. I have yet to make a YouTube page.
Yeah,
So I
come on,
talk
dude.
about it a lot.
Come on,
I
man.
made an Insta. I think I posted two things on there, but like I don't
I
know how
did,
to work.
dude. Insta's hard, man. I've
I
been
don't know
really
how to work it
trying.
yet.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Insta's hard. Lance, what's
I'm
up?
the I'm the old guy, you know.
Yeah, shut up. You need to
Uh,
drop your info, Lance.
yeah, everything for me is Lance from Upstate. So Instagram, Lance from Upstate, YouTube. I'm back on TikTok now, and it's Lance from Upstate _4. My fourth time. So
Hmm.
that's my new TikTok account, which I haven't told anybody yet. I'll let you fellas know. They already gave me live access, and I haven't done
Oh,
anything.
good,
Like
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so
good.
I'm gonna go live at some point. You guys know how it is, and I love all the support, and it's awesome. But now, especially being across multiple platforms, like, dude, I got
Yeah.
650 messages already on TikTok, and it's
God,
like, yeah,
dang, dude.
and I'm
That's
happy,
wild.
like I'm super
Yeah,
happy,
of
but
course you are.
when you sit down, you're like, holy cow. And then I try to
It's a
get caught
lot.
up. You know how you get caught
It's a
up on
lot.
messages, and
Yeah,
then like you get through it for like literally a couple hours, and then you
yeah,
go the next day, and it's like starting all over, and you still didn't even fit, and
yeah.
Hmm.
it's awesome stuff. It's awesome stuff.
It
But
is. Times are good.
times are amazing. Times are
Yeah, of
amazing. It's just hectic with a move and everything. But I'm
course.
excited to be back on TikTok again, and I'm gonna do some lives. Rob, we're gonna do some lives when we meet up, bro. I'd love
For
to go
sure,
live
bro.
around Rhode Island and stuff. And
Hmm.
Sammy, meeting up with Sammy. I definitely want to get him on here. I'm gonna bust on him because he told me he was gonna come on this podcast
All
once.
good.
So
All good. And I guess Darren just is left the earth, I guess. Did he just
Yeah,
leave?
where do you go?
You know,
he was
it's all good.
yeah, he was gonna meet because we went up in Sammy has been so I haven't been posting and I honestly haven't posted anything in a couple weeks, but Sammy has been posting like our adventures and
Yeah, I've
last
been
Hmm.
seeing him. Yeah.
we went up to the Mary McClellan Hospital, and that's in my little town here in Cambridge. And it's an
Okay.
abandoned hospital on top of a giant mound, dude.
Nice.
And it's absolutely wild. So Sammy has pictures of that, and he's been posting some cool videos of the stuff that we've been doing. So you guys
Cool.
will vibe with him big time.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh
Oh, for
yeah.
sure,
I
yeah.
can tell just by
Nice,
the
nice, chill.
videos. We're gonna have a good time, good discussion. We'll just see if
Hmm.
I can we can all keep up with it. But okay, well I'm gonna stop the recording. Thanks for watching, guys. And